But you've got to be completely on top of your game. And it's a fresh map and a fresh start, so hopefully we'll see a slightly different game out of Zorbaz for this one. Let's see what we get.
Yes. Now I think I see what's going on here. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to game number 2, our best of 3 series between TwodBack and Zorbaz. TwodBack taking game 1 pretty cleanly, got a very nice found location, only difficult spots left on the map, and Zorbaz was not quite able to make his scavenger found work. So he'll be looking to bring it back in game number 2. Once again, we're going to be joined by Morgan, so hello.
Hello.
And what are you seeing about this one?
Well, immediately I'm seeing a double geo, which I'm really hoping is going to get some love on this map. It's a possible scavenger location, but water is going to be very tight for everybody. There's one good claim for water, so that is going to definitely...
An expansive HQ has been founded.
I was wondering, is this water potentially so valuable that you forget the very start of the game? You don't worry too much about your immediate boost off the start, and you just found right next to it in the hopes of blocking it off long enough so that once you hit HQ2, you can just take it, or do you even found next to it and just literally drop 2 steel mills on top of it?
I would go for the 2 steel mills next to it, I think, because you want to be securing that for later on. My steel started very, very high here. TwodBack, though, possibly is in a better position, but there's going to be a real bun fight over iron.
These two.
This is going to be...
Alright, we'll see what happens. I honestly don't know what's going to happen this game.
Well, I think Zorbaz here has got the edge because he can transfer those aluminium.
That's what I was thinking. He can transition.
Yeah.
TwodBack, I really hate TwodBack's start here.
It's dreadful, isn't it?
It's actually just straight awful.
I mean,
Now, glass is available if a transition is needed, but then you're spending all this expensive steel. I wonder if Zorbaz just won the game. I genuinely wonder.
I do wonder if anybody's going to be able to upgrade.
We should be able to get there, but it is a big problem that there's no iron here.
I don't know.
There's just none. I mean, the aluminum should help out. We can see that TwodBack has actually sold down some aluminum. He was trying to make something happy. He's actually sold down all of it now. The aluminum from Zorbaz might help out.
Well,
oh no, somebody bought a power surge. Zorbaz.
oh, you're joking.
Oh, I don't know.
Good
I don't know if that
Lord.
was okay.
I think this is going to be a state. I think this is going to be a draw. I think this might be the only game that we see. Is a draw.
Power is an option, and this glass is interesting. Glass was what I was thinking you might be able to make work here. Another fair point is that electronics are actually extremely valuable right now. So the question is, do our players realize what they need to do in time and transition into buildings that will make them some money in time in order to survive?
Well,
oh no.
I think TwodBack may have swung it around with his glass idea.
This glass, yeah.
But I see silicon rising in price.
The black
Zorbaz
market
moving
is
to
online.
A solar panel. Ooh,
Shoot me now, says Zorbaz.
that's a fair
That
point.
power surge purchase.
Oh, if he hadn't have purchased a power surge, he may have scraped it through. Maybe.
I do think that the thing that you do this game, though, was actually, rather than this glass, is transition into the electronics. They're quite valuable. You don't take too much of any given resource, so your opponent can't mess with you too much. And
New land is available for auction.
out.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. The magic of Off-World Trading Company has decided that this game will continue.
Jeez.
And
How much is this claim worth?
how much is this claim worth indeed? So the other reason to go for electronics, just to finish that thought, is that there are machine shops at the colony. Even if you only manage to create, say, 40 electronics before you're done, and you can't really easily make any more if you ran out, those electronics are going to keep getting more valuable. $96,000, $112,000, $128,000.
Wow.
I don't think you survive this, actually.
That's... Oh, wow.
Let it go!
Oh, come on. That's just ridiculous. Leave it. Just let it go. Yeah.
I'm not even looking anymore. Just...
Sold.
All right, sold. $224,000. Zorbaz is probably dead. I do want to point out the fact that that particular iron tile was, of course, the high iron tile that was furthest away from our players.
Yeah. It was... Wow.
So, you get that, and then you have to wait forever for it to actually come online. Then you have to wait for another forever, so that's 8 evers, in order to actually get a shipment. And the entire time, you are going to start leaking even more debt to this fuel. Zorbaz has gotten himself into a fantastic position of having precisely $5,000 to his name. Meanwhile, TwodBack, with all of his tiles frozen and doing absolutely nothing, still seems to have a pretty significant advantage. Why on earth is there an iron shortage?
This game is just messing with us, I think. But TwodBack looks like he's got enough to upgrade.
That is
What?
a very big deal. Zorbaz was targeted by an underground nuke. Just upgrade!
I mean,
I hate that nuke because... I hate it because... For 18 different reasons I hate it, but the big one is that it's still a low tile.
well,
Like, it's still making money.
the reason I
Take
hate
your upgrade!
Yeah, TwodBack had 7.2k of assets, resources, and he needed
It's
7.4 to upgrade, so if he'd have not messed about with that, he could have upgraded to HQ2. And
The
he's...
problem with TwodBack's plan here is that stock prices don't go below $1. That's where they're at right now. Zorbaz could have actually not purchased that nuke, sold down all of his resources, and won the game. Potentially. If Zorbaz didn't defend himself.
Wow.
It's like, legitimately, all TwodBack has to do this game
The
is
black
make,
market is
at
open for
most,
business.
$20,000, assuming Zorbaz can't get out of this debt.
Yep. Yep, absolutely right.
Alright, the electronics transition is coming out. We had enough cash on hand for TwodBack to do that.
But it's, well, at $1, it doesn't make any
Zorbaz
difference.
is switching into electronics.
New building
That
is available
actually
for auction.
surprises me.
Well, both of
That's
them.
Yeah, they're both going into electronics. Patent Lab is coming up. TwodBack's not bidding on that. Okay, there we go. So, financial instruments, I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, that would be...
If you need some source of cash, there is financial instruments. Chems are still down at $57. And financial instruments, I would imagine, is going to make these players more money than anything else this game. Although Zorbaz, picking up his patent lab, won't be making any money off of it. So, teleportation? I don't know. Superconductor? There is no magic patent that says, I have 300,000 debt at HQ1. Fix this, please.
No. No, there is no. It's... No. TwodBack's got this. I don't see any way back for Zorbaz at the moment.
There's just so much debt. I mean, he's already taken 2 D-level interest ticks. $320,000 of debt. No way to pay that down. I still think literally all Zorbaz has to do is make $20,000. He's going to start the purchase now. Zorbaz will defend himself here.
Well, even so, it's...
He's making a lot more money, but... I just...
How much is it? Oh,
12,000. 12,000.
2,000, yeah.
2,000 per stock.
That's it. I mean,
It's as cheap as it goes these days. Soren did at one point change the game from... It used to be that 10 cents was the lowest price. I only saw that a couple of times. $1 I've seen a little more frequently for whatever reason, since it changed to $1.
yeah, debt being the main issue there for people. And he's profitable, well, $55 a piece from that electronics factory. Zorbaz scrapping out for some weird reason.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know. Into iron, maybe. Sorry, into steel. Perhaps. Now he's got some iron coming in.
Alright, TwodBack is currently about halfway to what he needs. I'm actually not really all that on board with the idea that TwodBack is selling down electronics consistently now that his opponent is scrapped out of it. That was the opportunity here to just literally sit on a pile of electronics and let them become valuable enough. for you.
Yeah, he doesn't. TwodBack doesn't need to do anything, like you say. Just make those electronics, and he's going to hit his 20k targets pretty swiftly, I would imagine.
Well, there is this concern that the resources are becoming gradually more expensive.
Yeah, those electronics factories are not as profitable as they were. Since we last looked, they were halved in value. But what's going to happen?
The one advantage that Zorbaz has is he can take on literally any amount of debt he would like.
Let the bidding
Yeah, it is only
begin.
$10,000 to clean this up. TwodBack's almost there. Very, very close. But Zorbaz can take on literally any amount of debt he would like, because it cannot get more punishing than he already has.
No.
So,
That's, unfortunately, it's going to run to an end pretty soon. Those
Unmitigated
electronics-
disaster is a solid term for this. Yeah, these electronics will clean it up, no matter what. Well, there is this big issue that TwodBack keeps selling down his electronics more than necessary, but he does get there. TwodBack successfully managing to make what I think $16,000-$17,000 is what he had to pay for that.
Yep. Let's have a look at the charts and graphs.
Man, seriously though, if TwodBack had done literally the exact same play but taken these two water tiles, we would have been saved all this abject misery. Because he could have just made water and food, and that would have been just fine to get to HQ2.
Exactly. I mean, if only he'd put his steel mills on the iron or something. Even that would have saved his bacon. Or taken...
This was
Yeah,
a
ridiculous.
legitimately competitive game between competent and knowledgeable players that actually ended at HQ1
I think
in a
that's-
non-majority buy.
I think we'll be remembering this game for a long, long time.
I don't think that's the shortest game ever, though.
No, I
Interestingly
mean,
enough.
Soul 4, 1450,
It took them forever to pull it off.
it did. I mean, it's possibly the first time a game's been won at HQ level 1.
That
Possibly.
might be true, especially without a concession by your opponent.
Mm.
You know, a proper game, rather than just somebody quit at HQ1.
Yeah, I have won a 8-player game at HQ level 3, but
Yeah, I think I've done it at HQ2 before.
that's a slightly different situation because you could just
Yeah.
get claims from buying people out, but...
Exactly. Well, and back when I did it, it wasn't even I got claims from buying people out. I literally just bought people, right?
Yeah,
And then I had all their stuff, because that's the way the game worked back then.
that's it. Oh, wow, that was a long time ago.
Yep. That was a fun game. Wind Turbines won that day pretty easily.
It was a very interesting game. I think possibly time to move on. And not
Yeah,
look
I
at
think
the-
we're super done with... I mean, this is an aluminum mine and a wind turbine and an electronics factory I'm staring at, and I just can't handle it anymore. So, I really hope we never see another game like this, Blues. I really hope. Oh, boy. I have no words.
Yep, I don't either.
Well, Polina and Fox were going to be looking to play
Well, if they're ready, I think we can
Soon.
carry straight on.
Yeah.
It feels like
Sir
PB.
Rogers.
No, it doesn't.
I think I blocked most of that from my head.
That was, yeah, much, much worse. At least PB Sir Rogers was funny in some sort of a way. If only
I mean, this was funny in a really
bad.
sad, depressing,
Yeah. You're not wrong.
awful way.
So do we have
Oh.
Polina with us today? We do. Well, I'm just going to step away for 5 minutes. If we're ready to go, then we can get moving with the next
So
one.
you have the itch to do another one after that in particular? Did that not scratch it quite yet?
Yeah, I'm a bit more enthusiastic now, I must admit.
Fair enough. I will point out that there are room for more spectators if other people would like to spectate and do so with their own separate commentary, I'm more than open to that sort of thing. But more than two people in one commentary becomes a bit of a crowd.
It's much harder, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get out of here.
All right, give me 2 minutes and I shall return.
Yep. Sounds good. I still don't have words. And this whole time, I'm already in. TwodBack came back. Wasn't that the last game? TwodBack won both of them? Yeah? Yeah, TwodBack won both of them. Make it 5, says TwodBack. Alright, fair enough. Zorbaz says that was really bad on his part. Well, I mean, it was just too much debt for that iron. Whoever took that iron was going to lose after a point. Like, 72.80 might have been tolerable, but the iron was so far away that also reduced its value because of interest ticks. Once we got up into the 100 range, whoever just gave up was going to win the game.